No. Not history, not English. But
history's fine. That's just memorization.
Okay, number 1, it says all real numbers greater than or equal to 33. And it says write the inequality. So all real numbers greater than or equal to 33. That's your answer. Any questions on that one? No? There's one just like that on your test. Guess what you're responsible for knowing? The less than sign and the greater than sign. And then you write whatever number they put. Are we okay with this one? If not, you really need to come see me today at like 1:30. Okay. No, I mean, I'm being honest. If you struggle, come see me today and tomorrow. Number 2, it says, and this one's kind of weird the way it's worded. It says 0.9 is less than b. I prefer for my letter or my variable to come first. So Aston, I flip the whole thing around and I get this. Does everybody understand that? I want to write my variable first. So what numbers are greater than 0.9? So you're just going through your answer choices. And you should have it on your paper. This won't be on the video, but surely you'll be looking on your paper during the video. But on number 2, what number is greater than 0.9? It's 3. It's D. Okay? So you should have gotten the answer for 3 to be 3, D. Are we good with that? Number 3 is also kind of like that. They're saying, okay, which number can you plug in and it work? Or I would just solve it. How would you solve for H? Divide both sides by 3. So I get a 1 over here and a 1H over here. Again, I don't like for my variable to come second because that confuses me. So I would flip it around. Does everybody get that? Yes.
All right. Well, I did it wrong. And I know how I got it wrong. I did 3 divided by 3 was 0.
Oh, yeah. 3 over 3 is 1. It cancels out to 1. So I'm glad you know how you got it wrong. So, which one of those is, I'm not even seeing an answer.
C.
Oh, yeah, because it's equal to. Thank y'all. I was looking for negatives, and I was like, I'm not finding an answer. C is the answer because 1 is equal to 1. Y'all are ready for this.
Yes.
Better than me.
Very correct.
Okay, everybody good with 1, 2, and 3? All right, number 4. It's got K is greater than 5 halves. If you hate fractions, then rewrite that as a decimal if you want to. K is greater than 2.5. Okay? But what they're asking for is to graph it. That means you draw a number line. If you forget what a number line looks like, just look further on your test, and guess what they have a picture of? A number line somewhere on your test. So you will draw your number line, and what number do I have to have on there? Well, some like 2 and 3, right? Because 2.5 is between 2 and 3. So I'm going to write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, where is 2.5? Between 2 and 3. Do I put an open or a closed circle? Open circle, that's like a big part of your point. And then we're going this way. That's a big part of your point, okay? So wherever you put the point on the number line, if it's an open or a closed circle, and the way that you kind of shade it, those all go towards your points on that one.
On the test, can we have like a pen or something?
Yeah, that's fine. You can have color pencils or little pens or markers to for shading or to do that. Questions on that? No. Okay. Let's keep going. Number 5, I'll just put it up here. It says, which inequality represents the graph? Well, we have numbers that are greater than -8, right? We're going to the right. And it's an open circle, so it's just the greater than sign. Did y'all get C for that one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah? All right. And so far, all of those are looking like they are on the test. Okay? 1 through 5. Let's keep going. Number 6 says, and 6 and 7, there's only one of those on the test. Okay? Out of 6 and 7. So x minus 7 is less than or equal to -9. How do I solve that?
Add 7
add 7. And I add 7. So x is less than or equal to -2. Y'all, that's half your points. What's the other half your points going to be? Graphing it. And if I grade it and I catch you in here, then I don't mind giving you your test back to you and saying, graph that. But once you leave and I'm grading them, so you have to make sure you read your directions, okay? So make sure if it says to graph it, you graph it. So I'm going to draw my number line. And I've got all these numbers on here. And less than or equal to -2 is a closed circle going this way. How is that? Good?
Very good.
Do I need to do number...
Wrong.
Huh?
I added wrong.
Do I need to do number 7 or do y'all want me to skip it? Anybody want me to do number 7?
You can skip it.
Skip it? It's just like it. So we're okay. All right. Number 8. Here, I will show you though. If you wanted the answer to number 7, there's your answer to number 7. It was a closed circle going that way on the. Y'all can't see it. It'll be on the video too though, so you can check it and make sure closed circle on the 8 going to the left. Huh? Still can't see it?
I just can't see them.
It's
They're kind of tall.
x less than or greater to.
Less than or equal to. Less than or equal to 8. Okay. You'll be able to see it on the video. All right. It's okay. Number 8. There's one like number 8 on there. It says x plus 8 is less than or equal to -12. How do you solve this one?
-8.
You subtract 8. See how this one was different than the last one? The last one we add, this one we're subtracting. So I get x is less than or equal to -20. That's half my points. My other half will be my graph because it says to graph. So I'm going, I think it does on here too. Actually on some of these it doesn't say to graph. Some of them it does, I took off some of it. So you don't have to graph every time on the test. Okay? You just have to read your directions. Like I think on this one, you don't have to actually graph it. Okay, so my number I need on here is -20. Let me put some other numbers around it. And open or close circle? Closed because it has the equal sign, and then we're going this way. Everybody good with that? Yeah? Okay, number 9.
Okay, so
Yeah, question?
I know you do 5.
Oh, you're-
5 to cancel that out.
Yep. You're multiplying by 5 and cancels out.
When you do 5 times a -2, do you flip the sign?
No, because your 5 was positive. The
Okay, so
only time
that was it. So like if the number you're multiplying with is
that's
positive.
the number that matters.
Okay,
That's when
that
you
is
flip the
clear.
sign. Yes. So whatever this number is what matters on flipping the sign. The other number, it doesn't matter. It can be whatever. Okay? So on this one, I don't flip the sign. Does everybody understand that? Okay, so you should have gotten x is greater than or equal to -10. I'll go ahead and graph it. I think this problem on your test you graph. The other ones, I don't think it told you to.
So I only have to graph on a couple of them.
Yeah, because there's so many of them that it was just the same thing, so I took off some of them. Like I just deleted the graph part. So I'm going to do a closed circle because it's equal to, and numbers that are bigger are going this way. Everybody good with that? Yep, some of y'all look bored. Bear with me. Do I need to do number 10? Yeah, I will, because it's on your test too. So far, really the only one I've taken off the test is number 7. So this entire page except 7 is on the test. All right, so number 10 is -x divided by 6 less than or equal to -1. Aston, this is what you were saying. On this one, I'm multiplying by -6. Since that number is negative, the very first thing you should do is flip that sign. Now let's start to cancel stuff out. Okay, I get x and 6. Okay? Yeah, I'm going to keep that up there, and I'll just graph it real quick. I'm hoping we understand the graphing now. If not, y'all just say something. Nobody minds a repeat of instructions. That is x is greater than or equal to 6.
Did you divide by any kind of I'm sorry. I said any. Did you divide by any negative?
11, it's very similar. Negative 5x is greater than or equal to negative 10. Okay, y'all listen. So on this one, what do I do? Divide by a negative 5. And what happens when you divide by a negative 5? You flip the sign. Those cancel out. Because you had to move the negative with the 5, okay? And what is negative 10 divided by negative 5? 2. All right. Do y'all want me to graph it, or do we get the graphing now?
We got it.
You got it. Okay. What I can do at the end is I'll put the study guide with all the answers up here. Yeah.
So when it doesn't say graph it and just says check your answer, does that mean just write your
Yeah.
answer in?
That just means write your answer. Well, all it's saying for check your answer is plug it back in and make sure it works. You know, but you don't have to really even do that part. Yeah. So number 12, you don't have you don't have a graph on that one. Are we ready for 12?
Yes,
Okay, let's keep moving along. Number 12. 4x minus 9 is less than 7. Several steps on this one, or 2, right? We are going to, Chloe said, add 9 to both sides. Okay, so I have 4x is less than what? 16?
Yes, ma'am.
Then what do we do?
Divide 4.
Divide by 4. So I get x is less than 4. And that's all you have to put for your answer.
I got first 12 right.
All right, well, good. So, see, your first 12.
I guess I wonder.
All right, number 13. Everybody have this one, or do y'all need a second to write it down?
Can we have a second write it down?
Let me pause it. Number 13. I'm going to put this one up here so we can read it. You have 2 things to do. First, you have to write your inequality, and then you're going to solve it. All right? If I have I have a width and a length, and then a perimeter. What is the perimeter? Can anybody tell me? Like, what does that mean?
You add up all the sides.
You add up all the sides. In a perimeter, there are 2 lengths and there are 2 widths. Okay? So that's what my equation or my inequality is going to look like. I'm going to have 2 widths and 2 lengths. Do y'all see how B and C look like that? See, they have 2 widths because widths are 33
We already know the A
and 2 lengths. So it's either B or C. Then we have to look for the perimeter is at least 776 centimeters. If it's at least that much, that means it can be that much or more. Okay, at the very least, it's 776. That would be the greater than or equal to sign. So you can already tell 13 is B without even solving it.
Yeah, it's big.
It's B.
Can you say that one more time?
Yeah. So every time you have a perimeter problem, it's going to be a perimeter problem on your test, okay? It's going to be 2 lengths and 2 widths added together. That's what perimeter of a rectangle is. You have 2 tops and 2 bottoms. You have 2 that are like this way and 2 that are this way. Not 2 tops and 2 bottoms. All right, so 2 lengths and 2 widths. That's what they write on B and C. 2 widths, because the widths are 33, and 2 lengths. See how that is what B and C have? 2 33s plus 2 of the lengths. Then you just have to decide between those 2. Which one of those signs means at least 776? Well, it's this one. If your parents give you at least $100, at the very least they're giving you $100. Maybe they'll give you $200. Okay? But that's what at least means. But probably not. They probably won't. But at the very least, that means it's greater than or equal to. Can we keep going? Yeah? All right. I know that one's a little weird. That one is on there, okay? And I think it is the exact same question, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. It's very similar. Let's look at 14. Number 14. So if y'all missed that one, I'm going to be mad because you're working on another class or any other reason. 6 times W minus 11 is greater than 12. All right. How do you solve for W?
Distribute.
You distribute.
Wait.
Question?
My bad.
We're on 14. So 6 times W
I thought we skipped 15.
is 6W. What's 6 times 11?
66.
66. And then I have greater than 12. Now how do you solve?
Wait.
Uh-huh.
Hold on, you
It is negative. I put the minus sign because it was a negative here. So I'm going to add 66, correct? And when I add 66, I get 78. And over here I get 6W. Then what?
You have to divide by 6.
Divide by 6. And what's 78 divided by 6?
13.
13. So do y'all see your answer? Oh, y'all don't see your answer. It's not 13. Why is it not? I mean, you might see your answer. But the answer is not 13.
Negative 13.
It is not negative 13.
Also close.
It is not 12.
15.
It is 15. What number? It's saying what number is greater than 13? Which one's an answer?
Oh.
It's 15. I know that one was weird. I don't know if that one's on there.
Wait.
I don't think
What is
that one's on there. But
So it has to be
because it was
greater
kind
than
of tricky, yeah. So I think I took this one off. But just read your questions. It's your answers are the numbers greater than 13. So on this one,
So if it would have said equal to.
then 13 could have been an answer. Yeah, like that one confused me earlier. Okay, I think I took that one off of there though. Number 15. Are we ready to keep moving?
Yeah.
Does anybody need to write it down? If you need to write it down, say, whoa, give me a second. But it's also going to be on the video. Okay. Now there's one like this on there.
This one's hard.
The next one, I may skip it because I don't think it's on there. Okay, what do I do on this one? The first step should be to what? When there's a number outside parentheses, yes, you distribute. So I'm going to write this down. What is 13 times C?
208.
13C. Okay, you're a little bit ahead of me. I'm guessing 13 times 16 is 208. Okay.
Oh, well, there's one I probably, I added 13, 16.
Okay. Now, you need to get your C's together. You have some on the left and some on the right, so let's move some. I'm going to move the 13. It doesn't matter if you move the 17. I just don't like to deal with negatives. So I always move the smaller one. So I get 16 plus 4C greater than or equal to 208. All right? Then what?
Subtract 16.
Yep, we're going to subtract 16. So what is 208 minus 16? 192, huh?
192.
Yeah, okay. Then what do I do?
Divide 4.
Divide by 4. And what is 192 divided by 4? 48? Okay. I'm trusting you.
She's trusting me.
Why did they get... Oh, yeah, that's what they got. I was like, why did they get a different thing? They got C is greater than or equal to 48. Questions? Comments? Concerns? We're good? Do we need a minute to write it? No? We're ready to keep going?
Do you need help, Ayla? I'm good. Sure. I hear you whisper back there. You siren.
Okay. Do y'all want... 16 is not on there, so do you want me to just skip it?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you tell us the answer?
Yes. 16 is B. I'm trying to see. I did that one. I will do 17 now. We'll skip 16 and I'm going to 17 because I think there's one like that on there. but not 18. So I'll give you the answer to 18, but let me do one like 17. Oh, am I recording still? Yeah. What do I do first on this one? Distribute. So 3 times 2x is 6x. And 3 times 4?
12.
Okay, and I'm going to bring everything else down. Now what do? I have x's on both sides. So I'm going to subtract 6x from both sides. What do you notice happens?
It goes away.
On both sides, they go away. That's okay. Let's just write what we have left. Negative 12 is greater than or equal to negative 20. Now think about that. Is negative 12 bigger than negative 20?
Yes.
It actually is. So it's all real numbers. But what if it wasn't?
Then it would be no.
It would be no solution. This one's kind of confusing because you have to think about it. Negative 12, y'all, I hope you're listening to me, is bigger than negative 20. So it's all real numbers. That's all real numbers. Okay, because of time, I'm going to skip number 18. It's not on there. But if you want the answer, it is D. And at the end of the video, I'm going to put all the answers up. So if you miss something, you'll see all the answers in a little bit. Okay, now let's move on to 19. There is one like that.
Okay, this confused me.
Whoa.
Last time.
Okay, number 19. It says D is the set of whole numbers less than 5. Okay, what are the whole numbers that are less than 5?
4, 32, 0,
0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I can already tell which answers only have 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. B. In roster form, you just list them. Then the next form, it just says X such that X is a whole number and X is less than 5. So your answer is B. Do y'all remember that when you did set builder notation and roster form? I know that's been a while. That was before break. Yeah, that was before fall break. Do you have any questions on that? You'll have to know what a whole number is. Guess what? On your test, it asks for a whole number. So whole numbers are those ones that start at 0. Okay? Think about kindergarten. I think that's when you start learning 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 19 is on the test, and it's asking about a whole number. Okay? As well. All right, let's keep moving along. Number 20. Yeah, I think there's one. There's one like this on there. I think I've only taken off like 2 or 3 so far, right? Maybe 3. 2x minus 8 greater than or equal to 6. How do I solve it?
You have to add 8.
Add 8 to both sides. So we get 2x is greater than or equal to what? 14. Then what do you do? Divide by 2. And x is
7.
greater than or equal to 7. Okay, now on the study guide, which answer is that? Because it's a little different. It is D. Which one has, look, if you look at it, the x is greater than or equal to 7. It's just set builder notation. X such that x is greater than or equal to 7. Did y'all get D?
Yes.
Did y'all get this far?
I didn't get that.
Okay.
I got D.
Yes.
I just stopped.
So, on that one,
Yeah.
it's just the same thing as what you're seeing, so
Yes.
it's just got the X in front.
It just has the extra step because they want it in set builder notation. So all they're doing is putting this answer in the brackets with that little bar, X such that, and this is the answer. And you can see, Aston, that's the only one that matched, right? So it's obvious to tell which one's your answer choice.
But you're still doing it just like you would the other problems, like plus 8 to each side.
Yeah, same, solving it same way. Okay, then it's, I was about to say this is y'all's favorite, but that's not the one yet. Subsets. They give you this little set of numbers, okay? And basically, you're saying, what are all the different ways to group these numbers? Think like if I told you, okay, there are 2 students. What are the different ways that they could do their assignment? They could do it individually, they could do it together, or they could do it not at all, right? So that's the same things I'm listing here. What would be my not at all? What? The zero with the line through it. Empty set, okay? That's the first, that answer is there every time. Now, individually, what would I put? -6.
And then -7.
And then the 7. Okay? Then if they work together, it would be -6 and 7. So those are all of your answers. Do not forget empty set.
So it's B.
So it is number 21B. That's correct.
I keep saying D, but it's
But
not.
yeah, that one is B. Okay. Questions on that one? We're good? Okay, 22, I'll put this one up here. You have to remember what in the world the complement is. Okay? It means all the ones that were left out. Okay? So they give you this entire set. They call it the universal set. And then they give you this set T. Okay? What is the complement of T? What are the ones that were left out? So if they gave you -10, -6, and 0, what are all the numbers that were left over? 2, 3, and 5. What was that answer? A. Okay? You just have to remember what the complement is. It's just the other ones. The complement. It's the other ones.
That's what we
That one is going to be on the test, yes. I mean, I changed the numbers, but it's the same question.
So it's just everything that's left.
Everything that's left over, yes.
Oh my gosh, when did Mr. Rester get in here?
He snuck in. Okay.
I walked softly.
All right. 23. Are we ready? Any questions? Keep going. No questions? We're good. It says, write the compound inequality. What does compound mean? We're going to have 2, okay? We're going to have 2 parts, 2 different inequalities. So number 23, and I'm making sure there's one just like this on there. All real numbers that are greater than -2 and less than 2, okay?
X.
Okay?
Are greater than with the are greater than
Yep.
-2 minus 2. No.
And,
Oh,
so put the word and then what's your
Then
next
X.
one?
then X
Less than
2.
2,
Yeah. that.
okay? That's one way. Does anybody know another way we could have written it?
You can do the do them together.
Together?
2.
So my 2 numbers are what? -2 and 2, and I'm putting X between them. There we go. Okay? Either answer is correct.
Then we have to graph it.
Then we have to graph it.
And better.
Yeah, and that's one way to write it. Questions before I graph it. So you have your 2 numbers, -2 and 2, and you just have to know, have to know the less than and the greater than sign. Whatever way you learned it about the alligator eating the whatever in middle school, whatever you have to use. Yes.
Alright, so when I write like the and part, how I use the and sign?
That's fine. I mean, as long as I can tell what that sign is. I have to know if it's an and or an or. So if I can tell that it's an and sign, then that's good. So on my number line, what are my 2 numbers?
-2 and 2.
-2 and 2. So I'm just going to write some numbers around those. And some of you, you can graph above it for like your little practice run and then graph on it. I don't care. Are they open or closed circles?
Open.
Why are they open?
There's no line.
Equal to.
They're not equal to. And then how do you graph in between those?
You just draw it in.
There you go. In between is everything in here.
So on the and, they'll always go to the middle.
Yes, and is going to be where they intersect. So do you want me to draw the graph above? Does anybody want me to do that, Aston? No? Okay.
So for ands, it's like, it's not this different problems, it's this, like for the or one, is that the one where it's like the same problem, but you just,
Like most of the time, the or goes opposite ways. It's where you include everything. So, I mean, I want to say most of the time because remember we had that one problem on that worksheet where they went the same way. Most of the time, the or you're graphing opposite because you include everything. And is only where they intersect. Does anybody want me to graph above it the other way?
I just not
No.
understanding how you
That
wrote,
was confusing.
How you what?
how you wrote like the 2 is less than x is less than 2.
How I wrote this part?
Yeah.
Okay, you can write it this way if you want to, Aston. But look at, I have x is greater than -2. Look at this right here. What does that say? X is greater than -2. If I cover up my other one, what does this one say? X is less than 2. But your inequality symbols have to point the same direction. That's why this one is flipped. We always, when we write it like that, we always point them that way. They're always pointed this way.
So I can write it like that.
You can write it like this, or you can write it like this. When I think of writing it like this, I write my numbers first, and I'm like, okay, that's my smaller number over here, that's my bigger number. Then I go ahead and I write my inequality signs pointing to the left, and I just put my variable in the middle,
So
okay?
it would
Because
be-
they're always pointing to the left when you write it
It
like
would be
that.
the same difference for or, except or would be different.
Or you're gonna have to write like this. Or you cannot write like this part right here. Or you're gonna use the word or. So if it's easier for and, write it that way.
I'm just gonna write and.
That's good. You can do that. I will take it. Okay. Let's see. Here's our next one. 20. Or any other questions? No, we're good. 24. Time. And this one is also going to be on there, and it's multiple choice. Just change the numbers. All right. We have 2 inequalities, right? Is this an and or an or? It's an and. Or is going to have the word or. The and is the one that can be written this way. Now, I'm going to break it up into 2 different problems. Some of y'all don't work it out that way, and that's fine. So I'm going to cover up this inequality here, and what's left. If I cover up that one, what's left? That. I'm just going to bring that down. -2 less than or equal to 2x minus 4. Everybody good with that? Now, I'm going to cover up the other inequality and bring that problem down. Does everybody remember this? Because we have to have 2 problems for a compound inequality. Now, do y'all see how they look similar? They both have that middle part right here. And then our other numbers. Questions so far? How do we solve them?
Whoa.
Okay.
We're doing where there's a problem like in the middle, it's split between the 2.
Yes, yeah. Because you remember it's compound, so how many problems do we have? 2. We have 2 to work out. So, what do I do on this one?
You add 4.
Add 4. And what do we get? 2. Bring down my less than or equal to sign and my 2x. Then what? Divide by 2. So what's 2 divided by 2, Shirley?
0.
It's 1. You remember?
I was so confused on that.
You remember it now, right? Okay. Then on the other side, what do I do? Same exact problem, right? Add 4. So I get 2x is less than 12. Then what? Divide by 2. See, it's the same problem over and over. So x is less than 6. So on this and problem, I have x is greater than or equal to 1, x is less than 6. Now you have multiple choice answers to choose from. Can you see which one looks like it has the numbers 1 and 6? C. It's the only one where x is between those numbers 1 and 6. But I'll rewrite it for you. Remember, I put my smaller number over here, bigger number over here, and my x goes in the middle, and then I'm just going to put my 2 signs.
Don't they, like when it's like that, don't they both have to go like the same way?
Yes, they have to both point to the left. And I put the equal to, I'm about to answer your question, Aston. I put the equal to with the 1, right? I just brought that down. Okay, Aston?
So, how do you know when to use or and when to use and?
They're going to have the word or. It's going to be an or anytime you see the word or. If it's written like this, you just have to assume or know that it's an and. If they have the word and, you know it's the word and. If they have the word or, it's an or. Or will never be written this way. Okay? So can you tell on your graph that it was between the numbers 1 and 6? Why was 6 an open circle? Chloe, why was 6 an open circle?
No equal
Because
sign.
it doesn't have an equal to.
Okay. And why was the 1 a closed circle? Because it does have the equal to.
Is that
Okay.
the only way that you can do the compound thing?
Is that the only way? Like you're talking about without using the word and?
Like, you said something, and this is the way I do it. Is there any other way to do it?
On solving it, yeah, I could have left it like this, added the 4 to both sides, and then divided the 2 on both sides. Do you want me to do that? Yeah, this way is more organized.
Can you do that?
Yeah, I will. I'll do the same. Do you want me to do the next problem down like that? Number 25?
That's fine.
Okay, so 25, I'm going to show y'all the other way. Negative 20 is less than 4x minus 4 is less than 8. What do I do? You got me
Add 4.
marked off, just so you know. Okay, you add 4, and that's why it's easier to split it up. Okay, so I get negative 16 less than 4x less than 12. Hannah, Catherine, does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you didn't have to break it up, but you have to make sure that what you add over here, you're also adding over here.
So then
It's
you
like,
just divide by.
and now you're going to divide both sides by 4. So over here, I'm going to get negative 4, x, and 3. And I can tell x is between negative 4 and 3. If that's easier for you, do it that way. On this problem, if I was working it out, I would have done it this way. But I also am very used to this.
I like the other problem where you split it into 2. But
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's the same thing. And then they had their graph. Look, I'll show you the answer right here. Negative 4, 2, 3. Open circles.
So that's the answer?
Yeah.
Negative 4.
hmm
It seems shorter, though.
This does. It is because you're doing both steps at the same time. So it's like it takes about half the time to do it.
Why I can't do it.
Just sometimes it's a little less organized, so you don't want to mess up. That's the only thing is you just want to make sure you don't get messed up. Okay. Now I am to what number are we on? Okay. Okay. I was like, why am I looking at that one?
Give me a minute to write that one down.
Yes. And let me see if this one is on here. I don't think it is because I didn't teach this one. No, this one's not on there, so I'll go to 27. And we've got about 8 minutes left in here.
Okay, you can go ahead.
No, I mean, it's fine. Any that we don't get through, y'all, I told y'all I'll have probably 20 or 30 minutes. I wouldn't say 30, but 20 minutes on Thursday. Yes, Shirley, you have a question?
I have it.
Okay. 27. We have 5x minus 14 less than negative 14 or 4x plus 2 greater than 10. What do I do? This has an or. Aston, we know it's an or because it says it's an or. So, huh? Yeah, so we're going to solve them. I'll add 14. And y'all, it can go to 0. It's okay for you to get a 0. A 0 is a number. All right, I know that confuses people. 5x is less than 0. Any questions on this? Bryson, you getting this?
Wait.
What's your question?
Never mind.
Okay. Now, what am I going to do?
Divide by 5.
Divide by 5. So I get x is less than 0. Then on the other side, what am I going to do?
Minus
Subtract
subtract 2.
2. So I get 4x is greater than 8. Then what?
Divide by 4.
Divide by 4, and I get x is greater than 2. All right, then on this one, we're also going to graph, and I think,
Oh, wait.
yeah,
On 27, you would write that x is greater than 0 or x is greater than
2.
I meant x is less than
0 or x is greater than 2. Yeah, so that's your answer. Now when you graph it, you're including those two numbers, right? To me, these are easy to do. Make sure you're paying attention to me because that other stuff, whatever you're doing, is not going to help you on your test. Okay.
Did you skip 26 on purpose?
I didn't do 26.
Oh, okay, so you
Oh,
wanted
because
to
we're not-
do it?
We don't have it on the test. I didn't teach that one,
Oh.
so it's not on the
Thanks,
test.
Rafina.
Number 26, your answer was A. Okay, less than 0, open or close circle. And it's going this way. And then greater than 2, open and going this way. There we go. And you notice in an OR, most of the time, they go the opposite ways. All right, I'm also going to skip 28, y'all. It's not on there. And because of time, I'm just doing the ones that are on there. Do y'all need a second to write that down? Okay, I'm going to pause this. So we do have some intervals on there. So let's look at 29. It's on there. And it says we're between what two numbers? Oops, can't even see it.
Negative 8.
-8 and 2. Is -8 and you have a question or an answer?
A question.
Okay, what is it?
How do you know if it's and or for those?
On this? Well, it's telling you if they put two numbers, then you're graphing between the two numbers. Okay?
Did you say it had to say or?
Yeah, it would have to say
Oh,
or.
yeah.
And if it has infinity, then it's the less than or greater than sign. But on your test, it's going to look just like this. Okay? It's going to have the two numbers. So guess what? We're going to graph between what two numbers? -8 and 2. And you just have to know what's an open and what's a closed circle. Yes.
On the answer.
Okay, what is it?
C.
C. Yes. -8 is an open circle and 2 is a closed circle because of the bracket. Everybody good with that? C is your answer. Between -8 and 2 and the open and closed circles, that's what you really have to know. Number 30 is not on there, so I'm going to skip it. 30 was C. 30 was C. 31. Do I have time? Actually, I think I might just, do you want me to just put all the answers up here?
Yeah.
And then 31 through 36, I will go over on Thursday before the test. But here's the rest of the answers, and if you missed anything, then I hate that that's in the way. I wish I could make that go away. I'm going to scoot it up just a tap. There we go. If I need to put the other sheet up there, you can let me know.